Hello, class. So imagine you were the person who wasted 12 years of your life trying to prove that the earth was flat. How about if you spent 12 years of your life in prison? How about if you spent 12 years of your life looking at your phone? Well, the harsh reality is that we're projected to waste 12 years of our life looking at our phones, according to research done by Fabio Duarte in 2025. So today I will be informing you of the most prevalent addiction in the world, being our cell phones. In a world with seemingly unlimited access to information and entertainment, as well as a society hooked on consumerism, our phones act as vessels that exploit these interests. And so it has come to a point where our phones have the potential to strip precious life moments away from us. And nowadays, our phones can distract us and limit us from learning our true purpose and identity. The more we use them, the harder it is to go about life without them, otherwise known as an addiction. And this addiction has never been so abundant in nearly all people who own one. So, first, we'll explore what makes our phone so addictive, and after, I'll go about how to change your addictive behaviors. And then finally, we'll look at how these changes ultimately will change your life. So, to start, understanding why our cell phones are so addictive has to do with our innate reward system. Dr. Anna Lembeck, in her book called Dopamine Nation, talks about a neurotransmitter called dopamine, which you guys might have heard of. And it's released into our brain when our brain recognizes something good has happened. So this means every time you watch that funny video on Instagram or eat your favorite food or even just watching the sunset, that dopamine is released. And so the problem is that those dopamine receptors that we have are essentially broken because the amount of time we spend on our cell phones. Our attention spans nowadays are increasingly shorter, not because because not many activities in our life release the same and consistent amount of dopamine than using our phones do. This is the reason why many of us find it easier to scroll through our social media and watch like a 15-second video rather than like a 15-minute YouTube video or even Professor Wall's lectures or anything. So, since our reward system is so unbalanced, the only way to feel comfortable is to like constantly open our phones. In 2024, researcher Servet Urkel described this as an addiction to the feelings experienced when the behavior of opening the phone is performed. So since we now know what makes our phone so addictive, it's time to learn how to become cell phone sober. So to truly overcome being addicted to your cell phone, you have to first recognize your behaviors as problematic and change them. You can start by checking your screen time and seeing actually how much time you spend a day on your phone. But it's also important to become aware of the amount of times you simply just pick up your phone and then, what you're planning on doing when you pick it up. From here, I think it's necessary to delete the apps that consume the most of your time and leave only the ones which you deem necessary for maybe work or school or anything else that's important to you. For myself, I only like to use my phone to call. I don't have any entertainment or anything else on there. I'm not perfect. I also text and stuff, but when you begin to text a lot and you find yourself constantly checking your messages, is when texting can become harmful. So instead of using your phone for entertainment, quick entertainment specifically, try reading a book, exercising, maybe perfecting a skill. I learned how to juggle, or even meditating. In 2024, Daniel Cummins talks about how meditation can reshape the structure of your physical brain, changing it and making it so its ability to focus is much better and giving yourself more self control. So now you guys know how to become free from the phone. I'm going to talk about why it really matters. So, limiting smartphone usage is beneficial because it makes us happier, healthier, and more in control of ourselves. The less time we spend on our phones, the more in tune with the present moment we can be. Instead of going on our phones to pass time, it's actually okay to just sit there bored, probably like you used to do as a kid. Being content with boredom allows space for genuine thoughts and time for your mind to relax. The reason that we always seem so stressed is because there's always so much that seems to be going on when you're on your phone. If you simply just put down the phone, all the noise actually just goes away. Our phone usage can actually also severely affect our life experience and happiness. Professor Kulchev from Georgetown University wrote about the idea that we're spending more time using our phones and less time sleeping, exercising, or interacting with others in real life, and how it can negatively impact our happiness. Humans are meant to interact. However, this interaction has now become, much too digital, and less people even know how to interact with strangers. So instead of recognizing the small, precious moments throughout the day, many of them are taken for granted because our brains are used to the instant gratification that our phone provides. In 2023, UNC Health talks about how this instant gratification that we're so used to makes other aspects of life, such as going on a walk or completing a task like homework, much less rewarding. So now that you're aware of your cell phone addiction and you know some steps you can take to overcome it, it's time to take some action. So, it's going to make you a happier and better person if you stop using it as much, and you might begin to foster new relationships and discover a new and improved version of yourself. So, next time you go to whip out your phone, really think about what you're doing and ask yourself how important it actually is. In fact, next time you open your phone, open it and just wait like 30 seconds before doing on it. And in those 30 seconds, you may realize that what you're doing isn't actually necessary or beneficial to you and your time. You might have just opened your phone 10 minutes ago and checked Instagram, and now you want to check it again. So, just become aware of what you're doing, and take the steps you need to take in order to prevent yourself from using it too much.